Folks, gather round. Tonight we're talking about books. Not just any books, mind you, but the ones held in the heart of our nation at the Library of Congress. Now this place is a big deal. It's a temple of knowledge, a fortress of free thought, and for the past 8 years, it's been led by a true American hero, Dr. Carla Hayden. Dr. Hayden wasn't just any librarian, she was the first woman, the first African American to hold this prestigious position. Appointed by President Obama, she brought a lifetime of experience and a passion for literacy to the job. This wasn't just a career for her, it was a calling, and boy did she deliver. Dr. Hayden wasn't content to just dust off old manuscripts. She wanted to make the library accessible to everyone, to fling open the doors and say, "This knowledge belongs to you." She understood that a library isn't just a building, it's a living, breathing testament to the power of ideas. So, what did Dr. Hayden do? Well, she didn't just rearrange the Dewey Decimal System. This was a full-on renovation, folks, a top-to-bottom makeover for the Library of Congress. She embraced technology, launched online initiatives, and made sure that even folks who couldn't physically visit could access the library's treasures. And speaking of treasures, she wasn't afraid to show them off. Dr. Hayden organized exhibitions, hosted events, and brought the library to life. She understood that these weren't just dusty old artifacts, they were pieces of our shared history, stories waiting to be told. But her vision went beyond bricks and mortar, beyond websites and exhibitions. Dr. Hayden saw the library as a vital part of our democracy, a place where knowledge is power and everyone deserves access to that power. She was a champion for education, for literacy, for the free exchange of ideas. And that, my friends, is what made her such a threat. On Thursday evening, the news hit like a bombshell. An email, cold and impersonal, delivered a devastating blow. Dr. Carla Hayden, the 14th Librarian of Congress, was fired. Fired, folks. Not asked to resign, not politely shown the door. Fired. The timing? Suspicious, to say the least. Just as the sun began to set on Washington, D.C., a city already bracing itself for another tumultuous Trump presidency, this email landed in Dr. Hayden's inbox. No warning, no explanation, just a curt notification that her services were no longer required. The silence from the White House has been deafening. No press conference, no official statement, just the whispering corridors of power, abuzz with speculation and rumor. One thing is clear, however, this was a calculated move, a deliberate act of aggression against a woman who dared to champion knowledge and inclusivity. The response on Capitol Hill was swift and furious. Democrats from both the House and Senate erupted in outrage, denouncing the firing as a blatant attack on our nation's intellectual heritage. Representative Joe Morell of New York, visibly shaken, called the dismissal unacceptable and vowed to introduce legislation granting Congress sole authority over the hiring and firing of the Librarian of Congress. "This is not a partisan issue," he declared. "This is about protecting our nation's intellectual heart." Senator Martin Heinrich of New Mexico, his voice trembling with barely suppressed fury, accused the Trump administration of escalating its assault on America's libraries, while Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer labeled the firing as part of a larger campaign to dismantle the guardrails of our democracy. The message was clear. This was not just about Dr. Hayden, this was about the very soul of America, about who we are as a nation and what we value. Section 5. Unprotected Legacy, the Fragility of Independence. Now you might be wondering, how can a president just fire the Librarian of Congress? Isn't there some kind of, process? Well, here's the kicker, folks, there isn't. Not really. You see, the Librarian of Congress serves a 10-year term, appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Except there's no law protecting them from being dismissed by the President. No, sir. The fate of our nation's library rests entirely in the hands of whoever occupies the Oval Office. Think about that for a second. The Library of Congress, a repository of our collective memory, a beacon of knowledge and enlightenment, can be held hostage by the whims of a president more interested in silencing dissent than safeguarding our intellectual heritage. Section 6. A chilling precedent. The erosion of trust. This isn't just about books, folks. This is about power. It's about the erosion of trust in our institutions, the slow dismantling of the very fabric of our democracy. When a president can fire the Librarian of Congress with impunity, what message does that send? It tells us that knowledge is a threat, that history is malleable, that truth is whatever the person in power says it is. It's a dangerous game they're playing, folks, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This is about more than just one librarian, one library, or even one president. This is about the soul of America, about who we are and what we stand for. Section 7. The fight for the soul of America's library. But folks, don't despair. This isn't over. Not by a long shot. Already, plans are being made to fight back, to protect the Library of Congress from further political interference. Representative Morell's proposed legislation is just the beginning. There's talk of a congressional commission to oversee the appointment of the librarian, ensuring a nonpartisan process that prioritizes experience and expertise over political allegiance. And it's not just happening in Washington. Across the country, librarians, educators, and everyday citizens are standing up, raising their voices in defense of our libraries. They understand that these institutions are more than just buildings full of books. They are vital threads in the tapestry of our democracy. Section 8. Beyond the bookshelves, a nation holds its breath. This fight transcends politics. It's about who we are as a nation. Do we value knowledge? Do we cherish our history, even the uncomfortable parts? Do we believe in the free exchange of ideas, even when those ideas challenge the status quo? The answer, folks, lies in our actions. Will we stand idly by as the very foundations of our democracy are chipped away, piece by piece? Or will we rise up, raise our voices, and demand better? The world is watching, folks. The future of our nation, our very way of life, hangs in the balance. Section 9. A call to action. Safeguarding our shared heritage. So, what can you do? Plenty. Support your local library. Contact your representatives. Speak out against censorship and the suppression of knowledge. Educate yourselves and your children about the importance of a free and independent press. This isn't just about books, folks. It's about safeguarding our shared heritage, protecting the very soul of America. It's a fight we can't afford to lose. And that's the word, folks. Stay strong, stay informed, and stay vigilant. The fight for America's soul continues.